Blackhawk 1-1, we are heading home.
Alright, welcome everybody. Yes, all of you, the ground crew, and also fellow aviators. We are in still 4.37, unsurprisingly for me, anyway. We're getting into day 5 almost. We have a couple of hours left. But even though it is 2100 hours Zulu time, local time in the KTO, it is 6:10 in the morning. So there were no flights at night for the 13th Fighter Squadron, like at all. So through the night, nothing really happened. There are a lot of CAS missions right in this sector here, hoping to support the push on the left flank. And then we have 2 major offensives on the right flank across the DMZ. So things are progressing quite well, even though we're only on day 5. But with 13th Fighter Squadron, we're still focusing a lot on SAM sites and AAA. So the mission today is going to be taking out some AAA guns to demolish and get rid of the remaining AAA site that's around here. There are a couple of S-60s. It was reconned a couple of hours ago, and I was able to get some target reference points. So hopefully it's still there.
All right, listen up.
Here we are in the briefing. So the 3768th AAA Battalion, S-60, anti-aircraft guns. See, so block 50s, we will be... I forgot to update the doggone knee board. Thankfully, I don't have to close. See, where's the easy boards? Yeah, I don't have to close BMS to do it. Okay, that's done. Alright, so back to the BMS window. Okay. 12 steer points, comms ladder is the same, and then intraflight is 15, which we'll have on the knee board. IFF and Link 16 are set up and ready to go with our... Okay, so it did update in here. So our donor is 1255-1. I set this up in advance, so that way I didn't have to spend too much time on the briefing. Call sign for the flight is going to be Weasel 7, and I'm specifically going to be Weasel 7-1. The weather has poured in, and the cloud base was at 10,000 feet a couple of hours ago when everything was reconned. Now it looks like the lower cloud level is going to be 3,000 feet at the home base, and then 9,000 feet over the target area. Now you may be wondering, am I going to be flying below the cloud base? No, and you'll see in a minute what I have planned today. And then the high layer is going to be 23,000 feet and 26,000 feet respectively. Here's our support. We have Magic 3 as our AWACS to give us hopefully some warnings if we are about to get intercepted. We have Dog 5 for J-Star, that's the ground forces. And then Bulldog 6 will be our refueling tanker. Not much to do in that respect. Our loadout is going to be 2 heaters, 2 slammers, 2 bags, a jammer pod, a sniper targeting targeting pod, and then we have 4 GBU 54s. These are GPS guided bombs. I've already got the target steer points for the weapons inputted into the data cartridge already, and it'll be targets 15. So there you go, 15, 16, 17, and 18. Those will be our targets for the AAA. Again, hopefully they didn't move very much at all. That way, once we reference them, we should be able to drop the bombs, and then we don't need the laser or anything to guide them on, since the GPS coordinates take care of it. Now, the only downside is if they did move, and because the cloud layer is at 9,000 feet, we're not really going to see, maybe, our targets. We're just going to drop them and then get out of there. Only downside. And the reason why I don't want to run at 10,000 or actually 9,000 feet and lower is because just because these SAM sites here and AAA sites don't have tracking radars or search radars for the SA2 and SA3 sites doesn't mean they still don't have man pads. And man pads, if you don't know, are shoulder-mounted heat-seeking anti-aircraft missiles. And as you can, well, actually you may not know, but the jets don't pick up any heat-seeking missiles. When heat seekers get launched, you're relying on the callouts from your wingman and your eyeballs. There is no radar warning telling you that this is going on. And because of that, I'm not flying that low. I'm not risking it. Especially because we just got resupplied from the last episode, from last week. We only had 2 airframes, and as we were taking off, you could see all the C-130s that were parked and unloading all their supplies. That took a couple of hours, so now we got 6 new airframes from our last resupply, and then the next one isn't until 1800 hours Zulu time, which it's 2100 hours right now. It's gonna be a while. It's gonna be a very long time. So we have to nurse these airframes until day 5. Toward the end of day 5. Okay? Now that you're all up to speed, again, I've gotten everything ready to go. Let's just hop in the pit and get started.
Chalice 7, radar contact, bullseye 0, 2, 6, 1, 5, 3, 21,000. Weasel 4, 1, in. Magic 3, radar contact, bullseye 0, 3, 7, 1, 5, 3, 21,000.
Right, almost there. Oh. Hopefully I don't need to adjust. Okay, I do need to adjust just a little bit. Might be able to... Okay, that should be good enough. Controller, forgot to grab that. Okay. Come on, click. Alright, still at Gunsan. And we know the drill. We're waiting for 25% RPM before we introduce the fuel to the engine. Getting out of the detent. So we're at 15%. There's 20. Secondary caution light went out. Again, we're going to let it get up to 25 to get a solid start. And 25. Here we go. Some F-15's taken off. JFS turned itself off, and we're getting electrical power, 60%. And then F-tit is below 700 degrees. Solid start. Okay. We're gonna boot up the right hard point. The right hard point is where our targeting pod is. So we want to make sure that it's got power. And then we have nothing on the left hard point, so we're going to leave that off.
Dog, 6-1, sunrise.
There we go. And FAC. Okay, probe heat looking good. Test. Probe heat works. Fire enunciator panels work. Oxy low. We gotta make sure that it extinguishes. Okay, good.
Pull up.
All lights, make sure there are
Altitude.
no bulbs that were
Warning.
burnt out.
Jammer. Counter. Chaff.
Looking
Flare.
good.
Low. Out. Lock. IFS. Caution. Bingo. Data.
And running the flick a spit test. Looks like we have some low performance once we got our avionics booted up and ready to go. But hopefully we'll get better performance as we get in the sky. And we can see weather. Weather is over Gunsan. We'll make sure we can test our RWR early. And it looks like the RWR is up to snuff. Alright, it passed the test. Verified. Pass. We're gonna get our data cartridge ready to go. And then once we get our INS aligned, yeah, we'll wait for the alignment and then load. Actually, we should be able to. Well, okay, FCR is done. Now we can load the data cartridge. Get the jammer panel ready to go. And link 16. And we'll actually ask Tower to get the safety pin out. Link 16 looks like it's loaded up. Good. And we're just waiting on alignment, which we'll go ahead and time compress. Ready. Alright, we have our flight plan ready to go. And we'll get into our navigation master mode. Why do I need to be here? Because we need to throw upfront controls on. There we are. Com 2, we know intraflight is 15. Com 1 will go to ground. And we'll grab the QNH.
Weasel 71. On the time, QNH 3037.
3037. There we go. Oh no. It was advertised that I didn't have to exit out of BMS, and the everything would boot up. I think. Weird, the steer points didn't update, but my target steer points did. Guess the weather updated, I don't know. It said it was going to be poor. Maybe we will be able to see on target.
Dallas 7-1, sunrise.
Yeah, kind of weird that it's stuck on the bar cap. Maybe it does need refreshed. What's our takeoff time? 21:47. We're about 10 minutes. Why don't we go ahead and just test our EPU. There it goes. Okay, good. Just making sure that these green lights light up for power getting to the FLICUS, the flight control system. So if our main power unit goes out, we can turn on the emergency power unit and hopefully still be able to control the jet. That's all good to go. IFF 3130. Either our IFF switch to norm, and then we'll get that switched to semi, and then let's get our HIMIX aligned. Initial alignment. Okay. It's pressing the button, but nothing was happening. Now, if I had GBU
Magic 3-1, sunrise.
10s or 12s, if we go to list, and then, let's see, it might be miscellaneous. Yeah, miscellaneous, and then number 5 for laser. We would ensure that the targeting pod code and usually I think it's just the TGP code matches the bomb code for the laser code for the bombs back on the loadout page. Make sure that it lines up with the 1688, which is the default, and then you would want to dobber down to air to ground laser, and usually you can press any number and switch it from training to combat, and then dobber down for, actually, do we dobber down? Make a sequence. Nope. Well, then the laser time, it'll enable at 8 seconds out, and then the laser will start firing to guide the bombs on. And you can change that to whatever you want. I'll normally do 10 seconds, because I think 5 or 8 is too short of a time to help guide the bomb on target. But I'm kind of surprised I can't get over to. Anyway. And then that's how you would make sure that the laser would actually fire in the air. A little bit of an extra step, and for those that are DCS Viper pilots, I don't think you have to do that on startup. All that's kind of set up for you already, except for the laser code. But that's just something in BMS. It's an extra step to mess with, which I think is kind of fun to really get to know the systems. Do cruise, what was it, the cruise page, and then press 0? I would get a caret for the time. We'll see. We'll get it's 21:38. Let's go ahead and ask. We're good to go. Taxi for departure.
Weasel 7, 2-shift, F-16s. Request taxi. Good morning, Weasel 7. You are number 1 for departure. Taxi, Papa, Echo, and hold short, runway 18.
Runway 18, Papa Echo. And check brakes. Brakes are good. Oh, C-130 is still here. Yeah. And that F-15 that took off really helped me to orient myself. As we can see, one F-15 right now is coming in for landing. C-130. So this should still be taxiway Papa. Or no, this is Papa. This is Delta. And as we... Oh, another F-15 coming in. So here's Papa, and then Echo is the left turn up ahead. I may not need the visor. We'll see.
Gator 1-1, request taxi back.
Gator 1-1, taxi back to the ramp. You are cleared all the way in.
Okay. Yeah, we'll take this turn off. And there's Echo E. We'll get a little closer so you can see it. So there's E.
Weasel 7-1, contact tower for takeoff. Switch to 29230.
Okay.
Gator 1-2,
And then 1-8
request taxi
for
back.
runway 18.
Gator 1-2, taxi back to the ramp. You
Alright, switched comms, and we're going to tell tower we're ready to go.
Weasel 7, 2-shift, F-16s, ready for departure.
Weasel 7, hold short.
Okay. Then we're going to time compress. Kind of just watching the clouds move. Kind of weird, I know. But they are moving to the north, it looks like. Okay, maybe it's not the north. Where's my heading? 266? Ah. Should be getting clearance any time now.
Weasel 7, Kunsan Tower, wing 110 at 8 knots, runway 18. You are cleared for takeoff.
8 knots? So the wind's coming, I think, from behind us? Yeah, 110 is like over there somewhere. And waiting for wingman to line up before we go. Alright. Nose wheel steering off, and we're gonna full throttle this baby. And hopefully we won't get blown off the runway. Airspeed's alive, off the peg. 150, 60, 70, 80. We'll go ahead and rotate. Whoop. And gear up. Ooh, that was ugly.
Weasel 7-1, contact departure.
Right, and that's departure. We're just telling them that we're in the sky now.
Weasel 7, airborne, 2-shift, F-16s. Weasel 7, Gunasan, departure. Depart heading 310, resumo navigation.
310 and resumo navigation.
Weasel 7-2, on my way.
Oops. Come on. Tactical should be 6, I believe. Yeah, tactical is 6. Alright, we're kind of going through the cloud layer here. We'll turn anti-ice to auto. Even though it's not cold, it's kind of fall-ish spring weather. Yeah, even though the temperature is kind of okay. If we're going
in position.
Okay, if we're going through the clouds, through moisture, and because we're flying kind of fast, in short, the air's getting cold because we're kind of blowing through it. I'm not going to get super scientific about it. And because the higher we go in the sky, the colder it gets. Maybe we have, yes, we have icing issues.
Caution.
Just going to turn that on. Speaking of which... See what I mean? Just because it's kind of warm and you go through clouds doesn't mean moisture can't form. Even on a humid summer day, you can get icing. Again, air is getting funneled through... Come on. Yeah, anti-ice is on. Hopefully the jet can heat up enough to get rid of it. If it doesn't, we're gonna experience an engine failure, and that's not really all that great. So we'll keep an eye on that. Get the jammer on, and actually I didn't set up SMIS for our storage jettison just to get rid of the fuel tanks. And now that we're in the sky, we will get the hammocks fully synchronized. 22,000 feet should be our cruising altitude. Anyway, yeah, see the alignment's really off, so I'm just using the FCR cursor to move the cross and make sure that it lines up like so. Press 0, and that's good. Get the drift. And then roll is next. And again, just using the cursor to kind of rotate it. Oh, maybe that's the wrong way to rotate it. And there we go. HIMX is now aligned. I will need the visor because I can't even see it. I still can barely see it. Anyway. Hammocks, good to go. We are almost at cruising altitude. Icing is taken care of. Maybe I'm having a little bit of performance issues because of the clouds. It is... that's nuts. Cruising altitude. And... oh, there's a speed carrot. I see, so that's how fast I need to go to make it on time. One of the subscribers here gave me that tip just earlier this morning. So thank you to, I think it was Falcon. Oh man, I'm gonna have to look this up. You have a proper shout out. Golly. And we already made... oop. We'll turn our autopilot on because we're at altitude now. Falcon AC. There we go. So Falcon AC gave me that tip for you're on the cruise page. Press 0 on the ICP panel here, and you'll get this nice carrot that'll give you target speed, I'm assuming, to make it to your destination on time. However, I am going to be very fuel conscious. So I think I'm going to have to go about 450 knots just to make it. Right, I think the cockpit is all set and ready to go. I'm going to flick this down to auto for the anti-ice. And then as we come into land, I'll turn it back to just fully on. Auto will basically just get... what do you call? It'll just flick on when it needs to. That way, as I'm managing other stuff, I won't need to worry about it. Right, I'm gonna go to my air to ground inventory. Don't really need to change anything in here. We're at steer point 4. Alright, see, now I don't need to go as fast. I can slow up a bit. Nice, and then air to air. Slammers. Heaters. That's all I need. Go back to air to ground. Actually, we'll actually put the TGP on the left side. Nah. We'll keep the FCR on the left and then TGP on the right. Where is our... oh, it's down there. Alright, we can really ease off the throttle now because the carrot is down below 350 knots. We don't need to push the jet super hard. Okay, we'll go back to master air mode, and we will extend our radar range out to 180 nautical miles, 80 nautical miles. And just kind of keep an eye on what's in the area. Now, sure, there are no colors. It's all monochrome. Squares are unknown contacts. Circles generally are friendly. And then triangles are generally enemy. So even though we have no colors, the shapes will give us a solid idea. So at this time, I'm going to time compress until we get a little bit closer to our target area. As we see a solid outcast over Korea today. toward the end of day 4. Now you understand why I'm using GBUs, GPS guided bombs, instead of laser guided bombs. If you're unaware, laser guided bombs, you need to have direct line of sight to the target, because clouds will interfere with the laser and the laser can't penetrate through all that moisture. And because the laser can't point the direction for the bombs will go dumb and you're gonna miss the target. Simple as that. Okay. Just the lights panel. Don't need them. There's Wingman. And looks like the clouds are kind of... I mean, the weather forecast allegedly says it's fair. Usually fair weather means some scatter... It's partly cloudy. And poor is generally an overcast. Right, we are approaching the flat line. And I'm going to switch to air-to-ground mode, and I'm going to boot up the GBUs. And I'm going to check in with AWACS.
Magic 3, Weasel 7-1, checking in.
And then...
Magic 3, Weasel 7-1, request picture. Weasel 7-1, Magic 3, picture clear.
Alright. Picture is clear. Back to time compression, actually. What did I say about triangles? A08, they're not ready yet. Master air mode. Yeah, see, look, this is a Su-25 at 11,000 feet, apparently. So if we pitch the antenna down, might be able to scan and find that contact. Well, actually, let me switch from range while scan to track while scan. Tilt the antenna up just a smidge. Yeah, up. There's allegedly a Su-25. In the area. And it dropped. Okay. Master air to ground. We'll time compress. TGP. It's on standby. We can go ahead and throw that to air to ground mode. And then we're going to go to the control page. Nope. We're going to go to menu, and we're going to TMS. Usually. Come on. It's DMS, but TMS up. TMS down. TMS up. And then TMS up to turn on the frag. TMS right. The radius, 95 meters. We'll change that to 125 meters. We can actually change that to feet if we want to. So we go back to main. And exit. And TMS down. I was like, why isn't this working? Okay. Yeah, see, cruise page, we're like 5 minutes early. We can slow down even farther. Especially we don't have a hold point. We don't have anybody coming to escort us. The DPRK Air Force is, for the most part, out of action. They'll send up a couple patrols every now and then, but they are getting shot down almost immediately. The 5th gen fighters are pretty much out of action. Just through overwhelming force and being unable to keep up. Alright, the GBUs are ready. We'll just go ahead and throw on Master Arm. And we can verify that they're ready. We are approaching steer point 6. No spikes yet. We'll go ahead and turn on handoff mode just to give us a nice little heads up warning. And steer point 7. It was about 60 miles out. And as we get closer, we're going to start selecting our targets. And if we reference our target steer points on our kneeboard, number 15, 16, and 17. We'll start with 16 because 15 and 16 should be pretty close together. We're going to go to steer point, press number 4, and then steer point 16. Enter. That should be where that target is. If we go to our targeting pod, which I don't think we'll be able to see anything. If we do speed ground, it's been a while since I've had to use it. What was it? Oh, we're still on the control page. Get out of that. So white hot, black hot, TV. Yeah, we can't see jack. Cursor 0. Go to a narrow field of view. Yeah, we still can't really see it. And the GBUs should to expand. That's sad. I don't see... I see the city, or the town, but I don't see... I don't see our target. I'm gonna turn off autopilot for now. And then, yeah, DBS2, even though it has a slow refresh rate, we can see roads. Again, the town. We can see some finer detail on the outskirts of town. And what if I cursor 0? Yeah. I'm not seeing any contacts. And that's not good. If anything, I may just let number 2 do his thing. Alright, so confirmed. That's a city, town. But the cloud cover is so bad that we can't quite see the ground. And the TGP should slave to our FCR, the fire control system. And we're just gonna make a little adjustment and see if, what's this? Ooh, a big factory. It's not really what we're looking for. Oh, it's good. Cursor 0 back to our target. I'm just gonna let it loose. Now we have to wait for the carrot to get into the small bracket. It's like called the joint internal zone, joint something zone, but JIZ. And that gives us the release queue. And this bomb queue is coming in. I'm gonna start holding pickle. We have 30 seconds until we drop. Just holding pickle.
GBU released.
And I let go pickle. And there it is. Already taken by the wind. Yeah. I'll let Wingman say weapons free air to ground.
Weasel 7-2, weapons free. 2, welcome.
And watch, he's gonna line up and just blow everything up with stupid AI, smart laser see-through dumbness. I don't know what else to call it. In any case, that's how that works. We'll go ahead and return. We'll go.
2, going down the chute.
See? Ridiculous. Switch to steer point 17. Cursor 0 on that. Yeah, thick cloud cover. Can't see squat.
GBU released.
For real?
GBU released.
Come on, man.
GBU released. GBU released.
Where are you? Oh, he's way out there.
Two, pumping.
We'll, tell him to rejoin.
Weasel 7-2, rejoin formation. Weasel 7-2, on my way.
And I'm gonna turn in on...
Weasel 7-2, direct hit.
Alright, let's not
Weasel 7-2,
brag
direct
about
hit.
it. Golly. Yeah, he's way out there. I don't even... What are you hitting? I'm just gonna drop this one and call it a day. And we should get a time cue on the right. 40 seconds, okay. Hold in pickle.
GBU released.
And letting go. Show off. Oh, oops. Steer point. We'll go to steer point. Enter. That should be our next one. Yeah, we are uncontested. The masters of the air. One search radar spike, I think. Doesn't look like it's too much of a threat. So we'll ignore it for now. Alright. Flick on the autopilot and time compress. Feel like we're gonna fight the wind here. Alright, we're gonna see what's going on.
Magic 3, Weasel 7-1, request picture. Weasel 7-1, Magic 3, pictures 3 groups, range and azimuth split. West group, Rob 2, 8, 0, 4, 3, track north, Mogi. Northeast group, Rob 0, 4, 0, 4, 3, 20,000, track east, Outlaw. East group, Rob 0, 8, 5, 5, 8, 19,000, track west, hostile.
So there's a hostile near us. And you're not even telling us? Here's the threat.
Magic 3, Weasel 7-1, request vector to threat. Weasel 7-1, Magic 3, nearest threat, Rob 0, 8, 0, 5.
080 out of 5? What?
Magic 3, Weasel 7-1, request vector to threat. Weasel 7-1, Magic 3, nearest threat, Rob 0, 8, 0, 5, 2, 19,000. Hostile, contact ID'd as J5s, 4 ship.
Ooh. Yeah. I'm not gonna mess with that. And plus they are over, did you say like 80 miles? 50 miles? It ain't worth it. Time compress. We should be getting there pretty close to on time. Yep. Thank you, Falcon AC. Now I know how to get to my steer points on time from the HUD.
2, in position.
That was awesome. I can't believe I didn't even know about that. Oops. Next. Looks like our fuel tanks are ready to go. We'll take off time compress. Smiz. The master arm on. Stores jettison. And there they go. Time compress. Next. We can turn off master arm. Go back to navigation mode. Don't need this. Or the jammer pod. Steer point 10. What do we need? Oh, steer point 11 is our home base. And then get back to norm. Now I won't need ILS since it's overcast. Actually, weather says it'll be fair, so it depends. It's going to be partly cloudy, whether that's 2/10 partly cloudy like this right here, or I would almost say 5/10 or even 7/10 cloud cover. Whoops. I'm booking it. As long as somebody got something, I'm probably not going to get the best rating. I'm going to take it down to 30 miles. Oh, that's AWACS or tanker. Okay. Oh, we'll take off time compress, and then we'll turn off the carrot, because we're gonna come into land here. Contact approach, and we'll ask for visual.
Weasel 12, turn left heading 175, hold 3000, maintain 200 knots, runway 18. Weasel 71, 2-shift, F-16s, 45 miles, north 20,000, request vector for visual landing. Weasel 71, turn the sound approach, vectors for VA on approach, runway 18. QH3037. Weasel 71, turn right heading 230, 4000, maintain 300 knots.
230, 4000.
Weasel 72, turn right heading 225, 5000, runway 18.
Oh, he's queuing us up.
4, airborne, 4-ship, F-16s, 2000. Agent 4, bonus time, departure, fly heading 320, resume on navigation. Weasel 71, fly heading 245, maintain 300 knots, runway 18.
245.
Weasel 11, fly heading 175, descend to 2000, maintain 200 knots, vectors to final.
Sounds busy. No icing as of yet.
Weasel 12, fly heading 175, 2000, maintain 200 knots, vectors to final. Weasel 72, orbit for spacing 5000.
Altitude. Altitude.
Weasel 11, maintain final approach course 175, check speed. Weasel 1-1, contact tower on final. Weasel 7-1, orbit the spacing 4,000.
4,000. There's number 2 right there.
Weasel 7-1, turn right heading 110, hold 4,000, maintain 240 knots.
110. 4,000.
Weasel 1-2, maintain final approach course 175, slow to approach speed. Weasel 1-2, contact tower on final, switch to 29230. Weasel 7-2, turn right heading 105, 4,000, maintain 220 knots.
Yeah, weather report said cloud cover was going to be down at like 9,000. But it looks like it dropped a little bit lower than that. We're at 4,100 feet. Roughly.
Viper 4-1, to ship F-16, 30 miles north, 19,000. I need a vector for visual landing. Good morning, Viper 4-1, in the sound approach. Welcome back. Vectors for the AR approach, runway 18. QH3038. Viper 4-1, turn left heading 185, descend to 5,000, maintain 300 knots, runway 18. Viper 4-2, fly heading 185, 6,000. Viper 4-2, orbit the spacing 6,000. Viper 4-1, orbit the spacing 5,000.
You see, these clouds...
Weasel 7-1, fly present heading, descend to 3,000, maintain 200 knots, runway 18.
Alright, so he just says go down to 3,000 and continue on. Ease the nose over.
Weasel 7-1, turn right heading 180, hold 3,000, maintain 200 knots, vectors to final, runway 18. Viper 4-1, turn right heading 090, 4,000, maintain 210 knots, runway 18.
That diamond is
Viper
home
4-2,
plate.
fly heading 095, 4,000, maintain 240 knots, runway 18.
Alright, so we're coming in direct.
Weasel 7-2, fly heading 105, descend to 3,000, maintain 280 knots.
Yeah, I'm turning the bombs off. Call me cautious.
Weasel 7-2, fly heading 180, hold 3,000, maintain 200 knots, vectors to final. Viper 4-1, fly heading 230, descend to 3,000, maintain 230 knots.
Wonder when he's gonna tell me to.
Weasel 71, maintain final approach course 175, slow to approach speed. Weasel 71, contact tower on final, switch to 29230.
I was just about to say. We're on final.
Weasel 71, on final.
You're down.
Weasel 71, Kunshan Tower. Continue inbound for runway 18.
Okay, 3 green. I'm actually gonna try to line up a little bit more. It feels like the wind is shifting a lot. Yeah, look at that. It is gusting hard. And we're sinking pretty good. I'm gonna just give it some throttle here.
Weasel 71, Kunshan Tower. Wing 110 at 7 knots. Runway 18, cleared for landing. Check gear down.
It's a bit gusty. Yep, see, the wind shifted again. And it's, ooh, getting blown all over the place here. Really, I'm just trying to keep the meatball lined up with the runway, just as a judge of where I'm gonna impact the ground. That way I don't get blown off the runway too bad.
Weasel 72, on final.
Weasel 72, Kunshan Tower. Continue inbound for
Right,
runway
made the runway.
18.
Alright. Not pretty. But I got on the ground without damaging the plane. Call that a win. Ooh. It's kind of hairy. Felt hairy. I think technically
Weasel 72, Kunshan Tower. Wing 110 at 8 knots. Runway 18, cleared for landing. Check gear down.
yeah, I think
Viper 41, on final.
Alpha is what they want.
Viper 41, Kunshan Tower. Continue inbound for runway 18. Weasel 71, contact low. Switch to 73525.
Okay, and we'll ask them to taxi back to ramp.
Weasel 71, request taxi back.
Weasel 71, taxi back to the ramp. Alpha Papa 02.
So here's Papa. And then 02 should be a hangar. Oh, there's number 2. Coming in. Alright.
Jaguar 1, 2 ship, F-16s. Request taxi.
Look, based on the
Good morning,
charts...
Jaguar 1. You are number 1 for departure. Taxi, Papa, Echo, and hold
Go on, I
short
can't
runway
remember.
18.
Oh. That's 00, 01, and 02. That's where I should be parking. Alright. Okay.
Weasel 7-2, request taxi back.
We're gonna ask Tower for Choxin.
Weasel 7-2.
Then we don't need to hear that. Get the EPU and safety pin in. Yeah. Do. Interesting, an avionics fault. Okay. I hear another jet. Trying to see if number 2 has fallen in line, but whatever. RPM is getting low. Get the battery in standby. Okay, good. Battery off. Double check in, and we're good. Let's get into the mission and see how we did. Excellent. Okay, well. It appears that I got nothing. But I want to see what number 2 got with
The ramp.
Magic
his
3,
GBU.
radar contact, bullseye 0, 0, 3, 6, 6, 16,000. Chalice 7, radar contact, bullseye 0, 7, 2, 7, 0, 16,000.
Okay, so he got an S60 KS19, 61K, which is an M1939. A KS19 ZPU2 S60 KS19. So he got AAA stuff. Wasn't exactly what, I don't think that's who we were trying to hit. But number 2 did a good job anyway. Yeah, I'm kind of jealous because why does he get all the good stuff But because I was leading it, Lieutenant Carter made me look good. So we both got a pretty good rating. Excellent. I wonder when I'm going to get the performance back. Why is it loading like this? I'm going to close out of the briefing. Okay. What do we have? A couple of, or a dead, SEAD, and a sweep. Okay. Okay, I'm just going to save. Save. Okay. Overwriting. Dear goodness. Because I kind of want to see where this dead is going. All right. Fair enough, it's going after a radar site, kind of deep. I'm starting to feel safe enough. Okay, there we go. Finally! Alright. What are they carrying? Harms? What are they trying to hit then? Oops, what are they trying to hit? A AAA battalion. We did so good that we're hitting a AAA site somewhere that's unknown. No. I want to know where my target's at. SEAD way into enemy territory. Ooh. In all honesty, I might just do the sweep. Yeah. I might just do that to see if we can find anything. Okay, I should be charging now. Just make sure. Yeah. Okay. What are the next steps in the campaign? Day 5 is most likely going to be the next video that's going to be recorded. We'll be doing a sweep mission, perhaps. Because these two sorties look like failures already. What is up here? Looks like an airfield. Oh, chemical plant, city. Oh yeah, see, look. Manpo Air Base. Which are they even holding anything? I don't know. What does Intel say for not just supply but air bases? Ew. What? You've got to be joking me. Okay. What about aircraft? Now see, I don't understand how the Chinese Air Force, they entered in on day 2, I see, but it looks like they've suffered no impacts. But I think maybe they transfer their planes to DPRK, and they got resupplied sometime in day 4, about the same time we did. What needs to happen is we need to start hitting their supply lines so they can stop. Ground vehicles, we're finally even with them after 5 days of blowing them up. What about fuel levels? Fuel levels, pretty similar. Supply, alright, said that. What's naval power? Yeah, they're hurting. Okay, well, enough of a debrief on that, I suppose. Not much else to even think about or talk about, but the sweep would probably be the next one. Hopefully we get to see a little bit of action. There are MiG-19s that are kind of probing and doing little things. A couple of Su-25s, a couple of AN-21s. I think that's what they are. A couple of bombers that you'll see pop in and out every now and then. But right now, the air is ours. for now. I don't know what their resupply is going to be like here in the next, 8 to 12 hours. We'll see. But thanks for joining. And again, thank you for all the new subscribers that are coming in. It's been quite interesting to see that I jumped from like 146 to like 162 or 163 in a matter of just a couple of weeks. For me, that's a huge deal. I'm a very small channel, and this is just a hobby. It would be fun to get paid for this and quit my day job, but YouTube is fickle and not always reliable when it comes to income. If it were, that'd be awesome to get paid to fly. It's a dream job, but then fly virtually. That's the compromise. But anyway, that's just to say thanks to all the new subscribers coming in. Yes, I don't advertise to subscribe, to like, to comment, to share. I mean, if you feel like you want to share it around, feel free. If you feel like subscribing, feel free. If not, doesn't matter much to me anyway. I just want to showcase what it's like to fly in Falcon 4 vanilla with very minimal, like, needing to know all the things, but just slowly adding knowledge over time. And just slowly showing how the game works with minimal input. I don't frag my own missions. I just let the AI do its thing with the mission board. And then all I want to do is fly missions. That's all I want to do. I don't want to have to plan. I don't want to have to do everything. The planning I want to do is just through the briefing, through the targets, and maybe adjusting a steer point or two. And that's it. I want to be as hands-off as possible. Because flying is, again, what I want to do the most. But anyway, thanks for staying, and we'll see you on the next one. Until then, this is Call Sign Scooter. I'm signing out of the 13th Fighter Squadron.